Shri Krishna, Shri Krishna, Shri Krishna, Shri Krishna. Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha, Guru Sakshat Param Brahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Krishnaya Vasudevaya Haraye Paramatmane Pranatakleshanashaya Govindaya Namo Namaha. Sarvatra Govindanama Sankirtanam Govinda Govinda. Hari Om Tat Sat. Best wishes to all of you on this auspicious day of Sri Krishna Jayanti. Come, let us sing the glory of the Lord. Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama, Shri Hari Sharanam Mama, Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama, Shri Hari Sharanam Mama, Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama, Shri Hari Sharanam Mama, Shri Radhe Sharanam Mama, Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama, Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama, Shri Hari Sharanam Mama, Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama, Shri Hari Sharanam Mama, Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama, Shri Hari Sharanam Mama. Vrindavana Vihari Lal Ki Jai, Krishna Kanhaiya Lal Ki Jai. Hari Om Tat Sat. Is the real Krishna really born? Or he really disappeared? If you ask this question, the Krishna never born. The Krishna never disappeared. That means he is always present, he is birthless, and naturally he cannot disappear, he is always present. So this is what he himself declares in his speeches, either in Bhagavata or in Bhagavad Gita. Ajopi sannavyayatma bhutanam ishvaropi san prakrutim swamadhisthaya sambhavamyatma mayaya. As this Maya showing this entire world, same way the Bhagavan also with his own wish and will, with his power of Maya, he appears as though he born. But anyhow, according to our Shastras, Bhagavata Mahapurana, so and so date, so and so place, Vasudeva Sutam Devam Kamsa Chanuramardanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum. Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama, Shri Hari Sharanam Mama, Shri Radhe Sharanam Mama, Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama. So let us take refuge surrender to that truth. Truth is one and it doesn't have any name. But still we'll give so many names. We'll give Krishna, Mukunda, Narayana, Rama, Damodara, Achyuta, Ananta, Keshava, Madhava. So all these names are just to indicate the Nirguna Tattva, the Parabrahman. Now that Lord, when he took the birth 5,500 years ago in the Mathura, in the womb of the Devaki, and the parents Vasudeva and Devaki. Vasudeva Sutam Devam. Then his purpose of the birth, Janma, Avatara, is to destroy the Asuras, to remove the evil from this earth, to reduce the burden of the Mother Earth. So kam sachanuramardhanam. So he did that. Devaki paramanandam. He has given so much ananda to the Devaki. Really speaking, if you see the story of the Bhagavata, as the parents, the Vasudeva and Devaki undergone such a sorrow and the pain and suffering, none of us has never undergone such a pain or suffering. But here in this shloka, the Mahatma who wrote this shloka is writing that Devaki Paramanandam. Even though the suffering is there for everybody in this samsara, whoever having the body, born in a particular time with the body, jivas, everybody have got the suffering, less or more. But what is the meaning of Devaki Paramanandam? Because the Parabrahma, Paramatma itself took the birth, and by serving the world, by removing the adharma, and with his own words, from his own mouth, he given the knowledge through Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam. So that is the Anandam. In spite of suffering, we must discover the Ananda. How is it possible? When you remember that Paramanandadayakam, Krishnam, Jagadgurum, he became the Jagadguru and he taught the knowledge, the Jnanam for every one of us. So the real celebration of Sri Krishna Janmashtami is to listen to his words. If you are listening every day his words, either through the Bhagavata or through the Bhagavad Gita or through Upanishads. Upanishads also all is Paramatma's words only. Veda himself is Veda itself is a speech of the Paramatma, Parabrahma. So, real celebration of or remembering the Lord Krishna or claiming that I am the devotee of the Krishna and I am the Bhakta of the Krishna and I have love to Krishna, then definitely we must listen every day to his words. Rather, his words are more important than his appearance and the beautiful body and the leelas. Because Of course, the body and the Divya Mangala Vigraham to visualize, to meditate, and to sing about his glories, songs, bhajans, and all that, and doing worship of him, celebrating like these days, all will help, but much more is the listening of his words. If you are really interested to listen to his words every day, then every day is the celebration of the Krishna Janmashtami. Krishna, whenever we have love towards him and when we listen to his words, is ever present in our heart. So not a particular day or in a particular time of the day, but all the time, every day, listening his stories, listening to his words importantly. So that makes us also Paramanandam. Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum Shri Krishna Sharanam Mama. That is the real meaning of I surrender. I take refuge at the feet of the Shri Krishna, who is nothing but the Lord Shri Hari himself. The Paramatma Parabrahma appeared, as though appeared and as though disappeared. How a truth, Satyam, can born? Upanishad Shastra says that Ajam, birthless. So let us understand on this auspicious day of Krishna Janmashtami the real meaning of the Krishna's birth. When there is a love born in our heart, that is the real birth of the Krishna. When a interest is born in our heart to listen to his words, is the birth of the Krishna. So let us give importance more to that. And not only that, that Lord Krishna, he is the form of Sachidananda Rupaya Vishvotpatyadi Hetave Tapatraya Vinashaya Sri Krishnaya Vayam Numaha. Sri Krishna Sharanam Mama, Sri Hari Sharanam Mama, Sri Radhe Sharanam Mama, Sri Krishna Sharanam Mama. Many times the meaning of this shloka I told. Sachidananda Rupaya. We bow down to that Sri Krishnaya Vayam Numaha. We salute, we do namaskara, we surrender, we bow down. But who is he? Sachidananda Rupaya Sat Chit Ananda Swarupam. If the Lord is the ever-present, conscious, blissful principle, and not only that, Vishvotpatyadi Hetave. In whom, because of whose Maya power, this whole entire world is a Vishvotpatyadi, the cause of appearance of this entire Jagat. And if he is the cause of the appearance of the entire Jagat, he Karanam, he himself appearing as the Karyam Jagat. Vishvotpatyadi Hetave. Okay, he is Sachidananda Swarupa, he is Vishwa Utpatti Karanam. So what, sir? What I will get? Tapatraya Vinashaya. For every human being, there are three kinds of tapas: Adi Daivikatapam, Adi Bhautikatapam, Adhyatmikatapam. the afflictions and the sufferings comes from the three directions, from three aspects. So tapat, who can remove the remover of all this kind of sufferings and sorrows of the Adi Daivika, Adi Bhautika and Adhyatmika. That's why, and he is Satchidananda Swarupa, he is only appearing as the entire Jagat, and he is only capable of removing this entire sorrow of samsara, suffering. So that's why let us surrender namaskara to him. And another point, if he is a Satchidananda Swarupa, he is only appearing as everything. Naturally, my body, my mind also is nothing but the form of the Krishna. Please catch this point. Vishwotpatti, Vishwotpatyadi Hedave. Vishwam means I am also a part of that Vishwam, my body, my mind. So naturally, if he is a Satchidananda Swarupa and he is only appearing in this form also, in this body mind, how I suffer and I complain that I am having problems and miseries and suffering? No, we cannot say, we should not say. So Satchidananda Rupaya Vishwotpatyadi Hetave Tapatraya Vinashaya Shri Krishnaya Vayam Namaha. When this is possible to say, when we understand the nature of the Lord, the Swarupa of the Lord, not the Bahya Swarupa, Antarika Swarupa, Nija Swarupa, Nirguna Swarupa. So let us really try to understand. Understanding his words is a real surrender to him. Not just by doing some namaskara or puja or like that. That is also a part of it, but listening is very, very, very important. That's why by listening from the Lord, the Sri Arjuna got the enlightened knowledge. He get rid of from his moha and shoka and brahma, shoka, moha, bhaya. And Uddhava also, through the Uddhava Gita, elaborated teaching of the entire Shastra Sara, Vedanta Sara, Upanishad Sara. So listening is very important. And that Lord, he is not only appearing as this entire Jagat Namarupa Prapancha, and he is the intelligent cause and the efficient cause also. See, he appears in both the forms, the material cause and the intelligent cause. So let us pray, worship, remember that Lord in the in a proper way, in a right way. Sri Krishna Sharanam Mama, Sri Hari Sharanam Mama, Sri Radhe Sharanam Mama, Sri Krishna Sharanam Mama, Sri Krishna Sharanam Mama, Sri Hari Sharanam Mama, Sri Krishna Sharanam Mama, Sri Hari Sharanam Mama. Vrindavana Vihari Lal Ki Jai. And Bhagavan Krishna's main teaching is Bhagavad Gita, and later in the Bhagavatam, Uddhava Gita. In Uddhava Gita, there are so many things. Just now I kept open the Bhagavata and one Adhyaya, where Bhagavan talking and teaching to the Uddhava. And in this particular chapter, Bhagavan talks about the Bhakti Yoga. Bhakti Yoga. This Bhakti Yoga topic in this chapter comes after the Hamsa Gita. Hamsa Gita, in Hamsa Gita, Lord elaboratedly taught the Tattva Gnanam, the entire gist of the Upanishads. Now, after talking about that highest knowledge, the Gnanam, because generally Gnanam is praised and the Gnanam is the topmost and the supreme. Okay, Gnanenaiva tu Kaivalyam. But here again, why Bhagavan talking about the Upasana Bhakti Yoga? The reason Uddhava asks the question. Why Uddhava asked the question? So, apart from among the Karma Yoga, Raja Yoga and Bhakti Yoga, Gnana Yoga, all are important or any one is enough? And about these things also, many people talk in a many ways differently. And which is Shreyas? So that is the question asked by the Uddhava. Uddhava Uvacha. I am taking just for a sample one or two teachings here. Vadanti Krishna Shreyamsi. Vadanti Krishna Shreyamsi Bahuni Brahmavadinah. Tesham Vikalpa Pradhanyam Utaho Eka Mukhyata. The Brahmavadinaha, the speakers of the Brahma Vidya, they talk about the Shreyas, which is the best and good for the human beings. But they talked in the Bahuni Vadanti, so many. So all are required, or any one if we take is enough. Then for that question only Bhagavan Krishna started answering and tells that he, and Uddhava also mentioned that but you already spoke to me about the Nishkama Bhakti. If you have on me Nishkama Bhakti without any expectation, if you love and have a devotion on me, then you need not to have any other sadhanas. All other sadhanas are not required, only have the Nishkama Bhakti. That word we have to understand properly. Nishkama Bhakti. Because celebrating these festivals, doing the worship, going to the temples, these are all comes under Bhakti, no? But even after many, many years in our life, we don't understand what exactly, because we never listen. That is the problem. If we listen, we'll understand. See, Lord says about Nishkama Bhakti. Of course, in Bhagavad Gita also the same topics are discussed. So Uddhava reminds the Lord, you told that that Nishkama Bhakti on me alone is enough. Okay? Because when the mind is focused and surrendered to you, only to you, automatically all the other worldly attachments, all things will very easily gets dropped. Then the mind will come to focus, come on to you and focus on you. So like that you told. Then Bhagavan started telling about the Bhakti Yoga. Why is again talking about the Bhakti Yoga? I will remind you one shloka from the Bhagavad Gita. Now, Gnanam is great or Bhakti is great. Sometimes this kind of doubt will come. As long as we don't understand them properly and what is the relation between both of them. What is that shloka in Bhagavad Gita? Shreyo hi gnanam abhyasat. This shloka comes in the 12th chapter, 12th shloka. Because the 12th chapter is titled as the Bhakti Yoga. Shreyo hi gnanam abhyasat. Apart from the gnana abhyasa, more greater than that is the Gnanat Dhyanam, Gnanat Dhyanam Visishyate. And doing the Dhyanam is more great, Visishyate, excels. That means what? Gnanam without proper Viveka is inferior than the Gnanat Dhyanam with Viveka. Dhyanam. Then he says, Dhyanat karma phalatyagaha. Even beyond this karma, dhyana meditation, excels the karma phala tyagaha. This is the important word, karma phala tyagaha. Okay. Then karma phala tyagat, tyagat shantiranantaram. What the yogi, jnanis get the shanti after attaining the Brahma Jnanam. Shanti means all the desires are subsided. There is nothing to be fulfilled. So, Tyagat, what is the next? Shanti Anantaram. So, if the Karma Phala Tyaga can give the Shanti, that is enough. That is what is called Nishkama Bhakti. That means even we do Bhakti, in the any karma in the name of Bhakti, Bhakti also comes under Karma Yoga only. But either to the Karma Yoga or either to the Bhakti Yoga, the law, the principle is, the underlined rule is Nishkamataya, Nishkama Karma, Nishkama Bhakti. So that means we don't want or desire any either this worldly things or the other worldly things. But it is very difficult for us to accept this without asking anything, how to do the action or how to do the worship, sir. We all do that only for getting something, no. See, getting something is again makes you, binds you in the samsara. That means you want to become something. The becoming is a samsara. So understand, that is the reason, that's why the Lord tells about the Bhakti Yoga, but Nishkama Bhakti. So ultimately Nishkama Bhakti, Nishkama Karma, Karma Paratyagaha leads to Naishkarmya Siddhi. So if the person do the Upasana Bhakti or the Karma without expecting anything, not asking for anything, naturally, then what phalam will come to him? The phalam will be a spiritual growth. The spiritual growth comes in the form of the sadhana chatushtaya sampatti, and because of the sadhana chatushtaya sampatti, he is able to grasp the knowledge of the scriptures or the knowledge, the meaning of the words of the Lord. So that is the secret here. So Nishkamataya. And while explaining this to Uddhava, then there the qualifications required for that devotee. A devotee must have these qualifications. These qualifications of the devotee means a karma yogi also, a raja yogi also, a gnana yogi also. So in many places Bhagavad Gita, now and then Lord talks about them elaborately. Now here what Bhagavan mentioned, I would like to share or tell to you. Bhagavan says here, Very, very important shloka. This devotee who is having a unconditional, unwavering, unasking, unexpecting, and without expectation, that devotion, ekanta bhakti we will call, or it's called ananya bhakti. Okay, and such kind of bhakta, okay, he have naturally the mind control, and naturally he have the senses control also. And then Lord mentioning few things here. Nirapeksham munim shantam nirvairam samadarshanam anuvrajamyaham nityam puyeyetyantyaghrirenubhi. Very important shloka. Very important. What he says, who is having this kind of qualities? Nirapeksham, number one. Nirapeksham means he is not expecting anything, any kind of pleasures or anything. Okay, Nirapeksham. Either sukhas, luxuries of this world or the next world, other worlds. If they come already as the prarabdha, let them come and let them go. But I am not asking anything, I am not expecting anything. Nirapeksham. Naturally, such a Nirapeksham Muni is the Nirapeksham person is called Muni. Munim. Okay. Munim means who is able to focus his mind on the truth, on me. Manana Silaha Munihi. Second quality. And naturally he is very, very shantam, peaceful, because he don't have any excitement and anxiousness or the desires to achieve or fulfill. He simply lives according to the Lord's wish and do his duties. Being he is a Nirapeksha, don't think that he is irresponsible. Many times people will have this wrong notion. Even in our homes also, people say, he is not at all bothering. That means he is not responsible. See, to be responsible, it doesn't mean, or it need not to be a worried person. But generally in the world we expect, if anybody is responsible, he must worry. He must feel tension or stress. So he is not at all worrying. No, that is wrong. A Gnani who is a devotee of the Lord, who is really following the Karma Yoga and the Bhakti Yoga principles of Nishkamataya Bhakti, Nishkamataya Karma, and that person will have Shanti. Then Nirvairam, who doesn't have any kind of enmity with any living being. That means not hating or having enmity with any kind of any animal, any living other living beings. Nirvairam. Naturally then, okay. But Samadarshanam, not about other living beings, but among the human beings also, I should see everybody as nothing but the form of the God, nothing but the Lord. Sarvam Krishnamayam, Sarvam Ramamayam, Sarvam Brahmamayam. So this the idea, Sarvatra Samadarshanam. This thought also emphasized and highlighted many places. Sarvatra Samadarshanam. And that means seeing in himself the Atma one, same, and that same Atma is everywhere. Recognizing the Lord within himself and without, outside also, everywhere. Sarvatra Samadarshanam. If anybody is having, Lord here told only 5 qualities: Nirapeksham, Munim, Shantam, Nirvairam, Samadarshanam. but there are so many told in the Bhagavad Gita or in the Uddhava Gita, Bhagavatam itself, in some other places. Just I opened the page and I am looking into this shloka. I thought of sharing this teaching with you. But what Lord says, why I told this shloka is very important. As Lord says, Anuvrajami aham. If such a person, anybody is there, that such kind of devotee, then I will always follow him. I will walk behind him. Anuvrajami means I will walk behind him. Why? As a watchman? As a security guard or what? No. Nityam anuvrajami aham, because to angri renubihi puyeya iti, by touching the sand where he walks, that sand I will put on my head. Why? I will become purer. See what Lord said telling. So that means Lord praising that such a kind of devotee. But remember these points all. Okay? If you don't have any of these qualities, still we saw in the 13th chapter Gita, Amanitvam adambitvam ahimsa kshanti rajyavam. Okay? So many. Or adveshta sarva bhutanam maitra karunayevacha nirmamo nirahankaraha samadukha sukhakshami santushta satatam yogi. So many places, so many are. Sukha dukkhe same krutva labha labhau jaya jayo. These are all the qualities. But here all put together, Lord enumerated 5, and he is telling, I follow him, walk behind him, just to take the dust of his feet and put on my head. Okay? Without his knowledge. Why to walk in the behind? Because if I do that in front of, he may not like it. But I like it. Because such devotees are so dearer to me. Now we understand who is a real devotee, who never asks anything from the Lord. This is very difficult, sir. What you are talking? I am not talking. Lord himself is telling. The problem is we never hear the words of the Lord. And we are imagining whatever we are doing, that is the bhakti, that is the only bhakti. Okay. And after that, what Bhagavan saying, there are so many shlokas. And such a devotee bhakta, he doesn't have, so this kind of bhakta, no parigraham, that means no accumulation, no desire to accumulate, but the heart is full of devotion on me, okay, and he is very quiet and calm, all this. And what that devotee gets the ananda, that is my real nature, Brahmananda, that is nobody knows, nobody cannot understand, nobody cannot understand. That is only his own experience. And then Bhagavan says another thing, suppose he is my devotee only, but he doesn't have that much the sense control, still not attained that much full sense control, indriya nigraham, still some of the bhogas are attracting, bhogas of this world are attracting him. Then Lord says, even though he is having initially such kind of attraction to the worldly things, when he start walking in this path of the devotion and the knowledge, and by listening from the Mahatmas my words again and again, gradually his bhakti becomes much more matured. Para bhakti, that means more with the viveka and gnana. Then after once he reached to that parama vairagya, then everything gets dropped. For example, I am giving example. One is in Bhagavatam itself we saw the Ajamila story. Ajamila, so in between, beginning he was a very good studied Veda and all that, a orthodox Brahmin, lived like that, but in between he missed the track. He gone to the very worst way of life, and that end of the life again, because whatever he done, the sadhana or the anushtanam, that all again helped him, and at the end of the life, for one son, one Mahatma came and gave the name Narayana, and that Narayana word itself is uttered and then that not given the moksha. That Narayana word relieved him from his going to the hell, and again he has to do the sadhana by going to the Haridwar, and he maybe approached again there any teacher and developed his sadhana chaturasya sampatti, and then attained the moksha. That is the Ajamila moksha. Not only once just told because Narayana called his son, and then immediately Vishnu Dutas came and he recognized what mistake he has done and how he went into the wrong way of life. Then he recollected and again come back to his own self and started the tapas, sadhana. So through viveka, vairagya, samadhi, shatka, sampatti only the person can attain the purna gnanam and gnana nishtha, then only moksham. Or in Tamil we have another example of Arunagirinathar. He is also very lusty and luxurious person in his beginning days of the life, many years. But later somehow, because of he met some Mahatma and all that, then he became a very staunch devotee of the Lord Muruga, and he becomes saint and composed so many nice songs. In the same way, in Andhra, one more example they say is Yogi Vemana. Yogi Vemana. He is also belong to a small king's family only. Kings means not very big. That particular area is ruled by one small territory like, and there he is very much womanized, and because of that, then slowly something happened in incidents, and then he got vexed of it, and then turned into as a Parama Vairagi, and then he also composed Vayamana Shatakam and all that. So, in between like this, small downfalls will be there. Bhagavan says that, but that devotion which we have done, that never goes waste. That will help and brings us back onto the track. That is one point. Like this, then Bhagavan says, this kind of bhakti, suppose if there is no real love on me, okay, unconditional real love means just for the sake of thanksgiving or gratitude, I love the God, I worship, I sing his names and all that. As that bhakti, unconditional pure love, devotion gives, the pavitrata, the antakarana shuddhi, a preparation or the readiness for the Gnanam, normal any Dharma Anushtanam or Dharma Anushtanams, following some kind of disciplines and the rules and the values, Satyam, Ahimsa, Steya and all that, and or some austerities, hard tapas or anything, or only Shastra Adhyayanam and Parayanam of the Vedas or anything, they cannot purify the person's heart as the devotion do, as the pure devotion do. The pure devotion will cleanses the heart so quickly. So this is Bhagavan says here about the devotion. Why I am taking mainly the devotion point, because today is the remembrance of the Lord Krishna and showing our devotion. So first of all we must know what is devotion, isn't it? The definition of the devotion. Okay, where you are not divided of any where you are not divided of having any kind of division and dividedness in your mind because of any divisions of the outside. Because bhakti, where there is no vibhakti, is called bhakti in Sanskrit we say. So that's why I am using that. Where there is no any kind of division because of any diversity, but a single mind devotion, single pointedness, unwavering, unconditional, pure it is called. That is required. And then such a devotion when comes, his heart filled with the joy, and he wants to express that joy, so sometimes he will dance and he will sing and he will become ecstatic, ecstasy will come in him, and because of that ananda bhashpas, the tears will come from his eyes. Bhagavan says all that. Okay, this is all Nishkama Ananya Bhakti. Okay, and for that generally example Bhagavan gives here, it is like putting the gold in the fire. Okay, then slowly the gold gets melted and all the impurities will go away, and then it shines with its own shiningness of gold, its own prakasham it will show. So same way is the jiva also, who is basically ignorant and considering this body mind I am, and when he starts doing this nishkama bhakti, in him also the karma vasanas are all impurities also will go away, and he attains his own essential nature, which is nothing but than me only. So he identifies himself with me. So that is Lord says. For this generally we quote the Bhakta Hanumanji's words and his devotion. Yatra yatra raghunada kirtanam tatra tatra krutamastakāņjalim bhāshmavari paripurna lochanam marutim namata rakshasantakam. There is one shloka like this. Yatra yatra raghunada kirtanam. Wherever, whenever, if he hears the word of Rama, he need not to hear. He himself inside that. That's why always he keeps his hands on the head and doing namaskara and doing the dance, and bhashpavari paripurna lochanam, ananda, kannir. So that is the expression of the devotion. Okay. Then, so that Hanumanji, when he conversed first with the Rama, we know what answer he gave when Rama asked, "Who are you?" Hanumanji is very clear about his understanding, and he knows that he reached his master and his goal of life is fulfilled, and only now serve him. So he says, Deha bhavena dasoham. You asked me, O Lord Rama, who are you? I can say, I will say like this. From the body standpoint, I am your dasaha, I am your servant. I am your servant. Jiva bhavena twadam shakaha. If from the jiva standpoint, I am a part of you, a small amsha of you. Atma bhavena tvamaham. If you ask me from the Turiya standpoint or Paramarthika angle, the real Atma bhavena, Atma standpoint, Tvameva aham. I am only you, you are only me, I am aham, you only. There is no difference. Tvameva aham, I am you only. Iti me nishchitamati. This is my conviction. So this is the completeness of the knowledge along with the devotion. Very beautiful. He answered to Rama. Okay. Then, so like this, there are so many. Then Shravanam, Kirtanam, and Shravanam, Satsangam every day. How important also Bhagavan says here. How much intensely he listens my stories and my words from the Guru. Listening means always we have to listen from somebody talking, then only we can listen. And that much his antakarana, inner instrument, gets purified so fast. And already he mentioned that is the only way to purify our mind, to get rid of from all kinds of doubts and confusions. The only way is listening to the Shastra from a teacher. So this is also Bhagavan again here mentioning. So like this particular chapter goes further with so many things. He from the Ashtanga Yoga onwards instructions he gives. Now let us conclude here by remembering the Lord's name. Gopala Gopala Nacho Gopala, Gopala Gopala Nacho Gopala, Nacho Nacho Shamananda Lala, Nacho Nacho Shamananda Lala, Tatataya Tatataya Nacho Gopala, Nacho Gopala, Nacho Gopala, Nadindinna Nadindinna, Nacho Gopala, Nacho Gopala, Nacho Gopala, Nacho Nacho Shamananda Lala, Nacho Nacho Shamananda Lala, Jum 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 Jum, Nacho Gopala, Nacho Gopala, Nacho Gopala, Nacho Nacho Shamananda Lala, Nacho Nacho Shamananda Lala, Gopala Gopala Nacho Gopala, Gopala Gopala Nacho Gopala, Nacho Nacho Shamananda Lala, Nacho Nacho Shamananda Lala, Nacho Nacho Shamananda Lala. Krishna Kanhaiya Lal Ki Jai. Om Anandam Om Anandam. ஓமானந்தம் ஆத்மானந்தம் ஓமானந்தம் கிருஷ்ணானந்தம் ஓமானந்தம் பிரம்மானந்தம் ஓமானந்தம் கிருஷ்ணானந்தம் ஓமானந்தம் அமிர்தானந்தம் ஓம் நம சிவாய 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 सर्वत्र गोविन्दनाम सङ्कीर्तनं गोविन्द गोविन्द ॐ लोकाः समस्ताः सुखिनो भवन्तु लोकाः समस्ताः सुखिनो भवन्तु लोकाः समस्ताः सुखिनो भवन्तु ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः हरिः ॐ श्रीगुरुभ्यो नमः हरिः ॐ हरि ओम तत्सत्।